A leading neuroscientist has sparked global debate after warning that Generation Z may be the first modern generation to experience an academic decline compared to those before it. The claim has renewed concerns over the growing role of digital screens in classrooms and everyday learning. A leading neuroscientist, Cooney Horvath, has claimed that Generation Z is the first modern generation to perform worse academically than the one before it, raising concerns about the long-term impact of technology and digital learning on young minds. Generation Z, commonly defined as individuals born between 1997 and 2010, is said to have broken a long-standing historical trend in which each generation consistently outperformed its predecessor in education and cognitive ability. According to reports attributed to the New York Post, Horvath stated that Gen Z has recorded lower scores on standardized academic tests than the previous generation. He also expressed concern that many young people tend to overestimate their academic abilities, suggesting that confidence does not always align with actual performance. The neuroscientist explained that Gen Z underperformed across several cognitive measures, including attention span, memory, literacy, numeracy, executive function, and general intelligence indicators. Horvath recently presented his findings to lawmakers, telling a panel of the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science and Technology that decades of steady academic progress appear to have reversed. He attributed most of the decline to prolonged exposure to digital screens, which he said has displaced deep, focused learning. He noted that teenagers now spend more than half of their waking hours looking at screens and argued that humans are biologically wired to learn through sustained interaction and in-depth study rather than quick, screen-based summaries. Horvath further explained that digital devices such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops dominate both classroom instruction and students' personal time. As a result, he said many students rely on summaries and social media content instead of engaging with full texts and structured study. According to him, screen-based learning often encourages surface-level engagement rather than deep understanding, leading students to skim information instead of developing critical thinking skills. While clarifying that he is not opposed to technology, Horvath emphasized that he supports rigorous learning and called on schools to reduce reliance on screens and return to teaching methods that require sustained focus and effort. He told lawmakers that standardized measurements of cognitive development have been conducted since the late 19th century and that every generation had historically outperformed the one before it until Gen Z. Horvath added that the trend is not limited to the United States. He cited data from dozens of countries indicating that widespread adoption of digital technology in classrooms often coincides with declining academic performance. According to him, learning outcomes tend to drop significantly once digital tools become deeply embedded in school systems. Looking ahead, Horvath said he hopes policymakers will reassess the role of technology in education, particularly for the next cohort, Generation Alpha. He believes that reducing screen time and restoring rigorous study habits could help reverse the decline in cognitive performance among future students. As debates over digital learning continue, Horvath's warning adds to growing calls for a rethink of how technology is used in education, raising a critical question about how today's learning methods will shape tomorrow's mind. Uche Jacinta, Eagles TV.